Hi, I'm Sandy Genovese and welcome to this episode of the Ellison Education video series. Well, we're talking about bookmarks today, but a particular kind, and I'm calling it a hookmark. And basically that's a bookmark that hooks over the page in order to mark your place. And I have samples here on the table. The first one I want to show you is actually a die, and if I bring in a piece of paper that would be the idea of how you'd hook it on the page, you can see how it works. It has this section that just hooks over and it really holds it nicely, so it will keep it in place on the page. Notice that what I've cut out are just old catalogs. You can recycle catalogs, you can recycle old greeting cards, holiday cards, and it's wonderful to cut these out of plain colors and let the kids decorate them as well. Now that's using the plain bookmark die, but of course we didn't stop there. We added a whole series, way more than I have here. Just to give you an example, here's the elephant bookmark, and the way that he hooks on the page is with his trunk. So you can see what a fun bookmark, and once again, it really holds it in place, so not only is it fun to look at, but it also is functional. Here's an example, and I thought this would be the one that I'll show you. This is the walrus. And when I place it, you can see how it is hooked on the page. And I've used a couple of different colors, so I'm going to cut him out of yellow and orange and white when I actually do the die cutting. So I've got those three colors sitting here. I'm going to place them over the walrus bookmark die, and I'm leaving the blade facing up because I'm cutting it in the Big Shot Pro machine. I've got the cutting pad over the top, and I'm going to just roll it through. Now I'm doing 3 because of the different colors. You could do 5 or 6 at a time easily and have it cut all of those. At this point, I'll bring them over and I'll show you how easy it is to go back and do the paper piecing that really starts to add some personality to the shapes. I mentioned that this section was something that I had done, and I'll go ahead and I've got white for the tusks. So I'm first going to cut a little bit into the tusks. I really don't need to cut the whole thing. I just need some of the white to show. So I'm going to cut in here and just cut through enough to have some of the white that's going to be placed over his tusks. And then I'm not bothering to put very much adhesive. You would put more adhesive than this because you'd want it to hold. But in the interest of time, I'm just trying to do a quick version. So you can see, because it's cut with the same, maybe I'll use tweezers so my hands aren't in your way. You can see because it's cut with the same die, it's going to align perfectly. Those tusks will line up perfectly. Now I'm going to go back, and using the third color, the orange, I'll go back and I'm going to this time trim around the section and just trim off the tusks. We put the perforations on the die so that it can be used as a guide to really help you to see if you want to go back and do this paper piecing. So at this point then I'm going to add adhesive to the back of this, and once again I will use my tweezers enough so that I can get my hands out of the way. You can see how I've added the detail. It is really a quick and an easy thing to be able to go back through and add those sorts of fun details that create bookmarks. As I mentioned, these are just a few of the bookmarks that hook on the page. We have dozens. You know, there's lots of choices, and they all hook on the page, and they're just one more way to encourage your kids to read.